guys? Welcome back to another episode of the UBOF podcast. I'm Abraham.
I'm Victoria.
Hi, Vicky. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good.
That's good. That's good. We're not sponsored yet, but I'm going to speak to it into existence that we will be sponsored by Barritas.
Who makes barritas? Like a mesa or marinela?
Marinela. Marinela.
Good cookies.
Best barritas out there. You get a cookie and it's soft and you get...
It's like a crumbly cookie.
Yeah, and then you get the sweetness of the jelly.
Do you like those vanilla ones? They're like...
Vanilla?
I forget what they're called. They're like... What do they call it? Shortbread cookies? Like, they're like super like grainy. I would have to
I
look
don't know
them
what
up.
you're talking about.
It comes like it's like a little square. And it's like blue and white, I think.
Is it Mexican?
I'm pretty sure they're Mexican. Anyway, how was your day?
It was long. I just got out of work. Had a lot of clients. Just a lot of clients. You know what I mean?
How many?
I think I saw 10.
What? Mm-hmm. What the heck?
Dude, you should see my schedule.
Isn't a session? How long is a session?
An hour.
So you spend 10
Back to
hours
back.
just
Back to
talking
back.
to people, listening to their problems.
This is how kind of my routine goes. I get to work. I set everything up. I turn on my lamp. I add some water to my plantitas, which I got a new plantita today from another therapist, which I was so happy. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And then my other plantita, I got it from a couple that I see, and they named it Lamar. But my other clients are like, that name doesn't fit for that plant, so they named it Penelope. So it's Lamar Penelope. And then my new plant today that I got from another therapist, it doesn't have a name yet. Doesn't have a name.
You know what kind of plant it is, though?
No, I don't. But, so I feed my plantitas. I like log into my computer. I go on my schedule, print out my calendar with all of my appointments, set it up, get my pen out, and then wait for my client to get there. And then they get there and I check them in and then I see them for an hour and then...
Take them in.
Yeah, I check them, like I bring them in.
Check.
And then I like write my notes really fast because I only have like 5 minutes to write my notes before my next client is there. And then sometimes I have to choose between writing my notes or going to the bathroom. And sometimes I try to cram both of them in and I'm like...
Wait, don't you make your schedule?
Yeah.
So then this is your fault.
That's what Mario always tells me. You know what? Okay.
You're creating your
Here's
downfall.
the thing. Maybe you'll be with me on this one. Okay?
Let's see.
At my job, we have the opportunity. We're supposed to see between like 25 to 34 clients a week, right? If you're hitting that 30 mark to the 34, that's where the bank is. If you hit anything less, I mean, it's fine. But if you're like trying to reach a goal, then you want to hit between 30 to 34. Okay. So we have flexibility around how we want to schedule our clients. And so my great idea was, well, I'll get all my clients done in 3 days, 10 clients a day.
Okay.
But that means I'm like, I have no break. Like I'm back to back.
Yeah.
And I'm rushing to
What are the place like hours?
The hours?
Yeah.
I do from 10 to 8. 10 a.m. to 8. But I get there at 9:30 to set up. And then I start at 10. And then I go to 8 o'clock. Sometimes 9 if I have an 8 o'clock appointment.
Damn.
And so it's like back to back, right? But what's the good thing about this is that I get Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and Mondays off.
Wait, there's people that work on Saturdays, Sundays?
Oh, there's people that work on Saturdays. Well, I work on Saturdays just for 2 hours, though. It's not that bad because it's only 2 clients. And I work on Fridays, too, which is only 2 clients, right?
Yeah.
But you get the rest of the day off where, like, other clinicians...
But if you're going to go...
No, I don't go in person.
Oh,
I see them
online?
like, from home on Fridays and Saturdays.
That's different then.
So instead of, like, being, like, there from Monday through Thursday every single day, I get, like, an additional day off by doing that. So
That makes sense.
So doesn't that work out? Like, isn't that good?
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
doesn't it take a toll on you mentally?
Yeah. Yeah, because it takes me 4 days to recover. And then by the time I'm fully recovered, I got to go back to work again. It really does. But I like the flexibility because, I mean, get your work done in 3 days. Like, come on.
That's true. That is nice.
Right, you get your week's worth of like.
But like, I feel like that would make sense for like a normal job. Like if you're like at a warehouse worker, like I get 4 days off. I only work 3 days.
Yeah.
Like 12 hours or whatever.
I see that. I definitely see
A lot
that.
of jobs that are like 10-hour, 4 days.
Yeah.
And you get 3 days off. But you have 4 days off?
Yeah. Well, I
not
consider
technically, but
I
since
consider
you work,
Friday and
like, 2
Saturday
hours,
off.
Yeah.
But 2 hours is nothing. Like I could
it goes
have
by fast.
spent those 2 hours on TikTok. You know what I mean? So might as well just get like.
But like,
make
does the
clients.
session go by fast?
They
Like an
relatively
hour?
do. Yeah, they don't. I don't think I've ever been in a.
Like, then this is dragging. Like, come on.
Yeah, no,
You
I don't think I've
never
ever
felt
had. Well, I'll be honest. I'll be really honest. My clients, and I love you guys, but they're chismosos. So they always have something to talk about. Always have something to talk about. But occasionally, I do find myself like by Thursday, because I'm like on mode, like from Tuesday to Thursday, like every day, all day. By Thursday around 4 o'clock, no, by Thursday around 2 o'clock, it happens to me every time. At 2 o'clock, if I don't have some sort of caffeine, I start yawning or I start like dozing off because I'm tired. My brain is like I
during a
can't
session.
focus. Yeah. So I've talked to my clients about it because sometimes, some people won't be comfortable with you like drinking coffee or like drinking
really?
water or like
Why though?
there's just some
It's
people
like
that
a
are not
human
comfortable. I know.
basic necessity.
I know, but some people are,
I'm only dehydrated. Let me get some water. while
believe
you're
it or
talking.
not, there are some people that feel anxious when you're like doing something as a therapist and you're not fully focused on them.
That makes sense, but like
Yeah.
still.
I hear you, but I mean, I've had a client tell me like,
So, like,
can
they
you turn
say
off your
that-
computer behind you because it's
the-
distracting me?
So I expect you to be like a zombie, well, not a zombie,
Yeah,
like
like-
a robot, just like
Just there, yes.
and taking all the information.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And it's easier with some people that are like, again, they bring in the cheese man. Like, it's just like, whoa, dude, like, what the heck is going on? Like, there's things to work on. But then there's some clients that are like a little bit more reserved, not because they want to be, but that's just who they are. They're just a little bit more reserved. And if I'm not like,
Fully
if it's,
focused.
and it only happens on Thursdays, like on my Thursday, since it's my last day, and I've been like,
All
on
day?
like, yeah, like super mode, like the past 2 days. If I don't have coffee by 2 o'clock on Thursdays, my sessions from 2 to 8 just, I won't be there.
Tough.
So I have to have coffee.
That makes sense though.
What type of client are you when you've
I don't
gone to
know.
therapy? Do you think
But
you
I
would,
did-
do you think you would like me as a therapist? Or am I too much for you?
I don't know, cause like I did therapy like online,
Yeah.
so like it wasn't even like verbal talking. It was more like we would text back and forth.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
what do you mean text?
yeah, like I would type in the computer and then he would respond.
What?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
yeah. That's how I chose it to be.
I didn't even know that was an option.
Well, because I went through BetterHelp, the website, and like it gives.
But doesn't it take long for them to respond if they want to like talk about something pretty long?
I don't know, because you can use like voice to text. It was pretty fast. You know.
I didn't know that was an option.
Yeah,
What?
it is, and like that just made me like feel more comfortable because like there's options like you can
Yeah.
video call or like you can like call like just a regular call. I was like, well,
hear
it's the
you.
first time, so let me just try like typing.
I think as like an avoidant attachment. By the way, if you've been in our previous podcast and have listened, there was an episode where we talked about attachment styles, and me and Abraham have the same attachment style, and so I get that because I've thought about what type of client I would be in therapy or what I would be comfortable with, and in person, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Really?
Yeah. It would have to be, I wouldn't be able to do phone call either, but I would be able to do virtual. I can be a good client virtually.
What do you mean virtually?
Like meeting through like a Zoom call or
Really?
like Teams. Yeah.
But it's the same. It's similar to like a call, no? Because they
No,
can see you.
My reasoning behind it and why I would feel more comfortable like that is because I think when I have to talk about something like personal or like difficult in my life, it's really hard to talk about it in person, like physically, like if I'm talking to you like right now.
Yeah.
But if you were behind a camera of a computer and we were like connecting virtually, it would just be a lot easier for me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But then a phone call, it's like I don't really get to see what you're doing or like how you're reacting. So I would feel uncomfortable with that too. So if I know I would want to do like telehealth. That would just be
call
helpful.
it telehealth. Mm-hmm. I've seen that a lot. Well, not recently, but since like COVID.
Yeah.
Like telehealth, which makes sense because you can go see doctors. And,
It makes it easier. It makes it super easy.
It does because like you don't have to wait in an office and sit around.
Yeah. It's sometimes I guess it just depends on the clients too. Like some of them are like easier when you're doing virtual, and then some of them are like easier when you're doing. Like I can only think about this one client that I have where when I was seeing them in person, I was like,
this and that.
No.
And do you like if you feel like that, do you reckon them like you want to try this instead or?
No, I've never. I always encourage in person.
Yeah.
Because since I see a lot of families and couples, it can be hard virtually. Especially when they're like arguing in front of you and you're just like, hey, you need to stop.
Yeah, I was
like,
going to ask you.
Yeah.
Because like for me, like therapy is like one-on-one, but like I guess if you do families, it's like multiple people, no?
Yeah. My largest family right now is 5.
Well, not that big.
No, but I used to have one that was 8.
Do you think an hour is enough for like 5 people to get their peace of mind in?
No.
Yeah, it feels like
No.
Because like even on the podcast, like obviously when it's 2 of us, it's like easy. Mm-hmm. When there's 3 of us, like it's easy. But like I feel like when there's 4 people, like some people like sometimes like I'll be quiet for like a long time, or you'll be quiet because like it's just so many people talking at the same time, or wanting to say something that it's just like an hour. Obviously, we don't have a time limit, but we try to keep it to an hour at least.
Yes.
And like a lot of things are unsaid because like the time limit.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably a common problem you have, no, with a lot of people.
Yeah, especially if they're all trying to like talk at the same, like get a word in. Mm-hmm. But you kind of start noticing patterns with every family. Like you start noticing that some people are more quiet in families than others, and there's others that want to talk more. And so when you start noticing those things as a therapist, you make an effort to like be like shh to the person who's talking a lot.
The yapper.
The yapper. And trying to encourage the one who doesn't talk as often to talk more. Mm-hmm. And so you notice that easily. And then when it's everyone who's a yapper, you have to have like a really structured approach to therapy.
Have like the
my
talking
experience.
stick or something.
A talking ball or a talking like plushie.
That's funny.
Just something that like they would feel, or sometimes like even just having fidget toys in the room helps them, because a lot of people already feel like anxious and nervous about being in therapy. And so when you like give them a fidget toy, like it relaxes them and it helps them even like think through things, you know? I in my sessions, I always have a fidget toy in my hand. Always.
Are you?
Yeah. One, because it helps me focus. Mm-hmm. Like it keeps me focused on the person and what they're saying. And then 2, it's because I move around a lot. Yeah,
we know.
And so it helps me just stay still, because I've noticed that I've noticed with my clients that when I move around a lot, like they'll like look at me and like wonder what I'm doing, or
like, what's wrong with her?
or like what's going on, or like it distracts them from what they're processing. And so like for me to stay still, I either sit on my hands or I will play with the fidget toy.
What kind of fidget toys do you have?
I have the squishy balls. Okay. And then I have the ones, I don't know what they're called, but it's like you can just, they're like these things, and you can just like create shapes out of them. And so I normally I don't create shapes out of them, but I just like will like move it around or play with it in my hands.
Okay. That's nice.
What fidget toys do you like?
I mean, I fidget, but I don't even have fidget toys.
No, you know,
You never
there's
seen
rings.
like the little cube ones that like have like different sizes and everything. Like every side will have something different. Like some like one side will have like buttons you can click, and the one will
Yes.
have like a spinny thing or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Those are always cool.
I have a little jar
Or like a
of
fidget
fidget toys.
spinner.
I don't really like fidget spinners. Like, it doesn't do anything for me.
It's just satisfying. Like it's just spinning it.
I hear you, but I need something that I can like restructure.
Okay.
Like even like a Rubik's Cube for me would be good.
Yeah.
You know, like I can just move it around. But like something that just moves on its own and doesn't have like change the shape, like that doesn't do anything for me.
That's funny.
Yeah.
There's always like different fidget toys people come up with.
Yes.
They're satisfying.
I fidget a lot when I don't find my fidget toys or I forget to take them. I play, when I wear earrings, I play a lot with my earring. Like I'm just like fidgeting with my earring as I'm listening. And then there's some that I recently got my my client to get rings that like they
Oh, it's
spin.
like fidget.
Yeah,
fidget
they
rings.
spin. And there's jewelry too,
There's
like
a
bracelets.
bunch of fidget now. It all started
popular.
with the fidget spinner.
It's popping.
You remember they were I don't know who said it, but they were saying they were bad. Remember? You remember that?
Que eran
They're like, what?
demoniacos or something. I was like,
I'm like,
how?
I remember I bought a bunch, like a lot.
Yeah.
Like accidentally.
Really? How?
Yeah.
I
from
remember that though.
Amazon. I was trying to get like one or two, and then I got like a box with like 20.
What the
And I was
heck?
just like, whatever. I'll just give them to my friend.
They're nice.
And then I recently found one from like that back then.
But they used to be so expensive back then. I don't know if you remember.
I don't remember.
Or maybe they're more expensive now because everyone wants one.
Well, there was like a wave like in 2017-ish.
Yeah.
Around that time, like everyone wanted a fidget spinner. And now I can't even use it because Zeus doesn't like it.
No, why?
He'll start barking.
Is it the noise?
No, it's just like if he doesn't know what it is, like he goes into like protective mode. Like, what is that?
He's
Like
so
even
cute.
if I like I'll like reach for it, like he gets like all tense stuff. Like I know you're not about to touch that thing that I don't know what it is. And he'll start barking.
You should let him smell it.
He does. Like I'll put it in his like face, and he'll like take it out of my hand. And obviously, I don't want him to chew on it because it's like hard plastic
Yeah,
and
yeah.
metal. So I was like, no. Like he's not the type to like smell it and like, okay, you're safe to use that.
That's so
Like he
funny.
goes into like, I'm destroying this thing.
Sounds like the owner.
I do not destroy things.
No, but you self-sabotage.
I know.
You've
working
grown
on
out of that. No, you've grown out of that stage, which is good. Well, they do
funny.
say that dogs reflect a lot their owners.
Yeah, you do say that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was a nice little session of your day.
Yeah. How was your day? How was work? Did you work today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you
It was
get
a
any
busy
funny
day.
clients?
No. Normal.
What's your favorite
clients.
part about like your work day?
It's gong ho. What do you mean?
Oh, yeah. I hear
I mean,
you.
it's not bad. It's like the same thing every day.
Like a routine?
Yeah, like Monday I got to do this. Tuesday
Yeah.
I got to do this.
Yeah, I hear you.
Just like
But are you the type of person who likes routine or like likes repetitiveness in like your work? Or are you someone that likes something different every day?
I think both.
Both? Okay.
Remember when I worked with us, right? Like obviously we did something different every day,
Yeah.
and like that makes the day go fast.
Oh.
But also like knowing like okay, I have to do this and this today.
Yeah.
It's just easier, you know. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I
Right.
don't mind either.
You would prefer either one is fine. Like
Yeah.
you could be in a job for so many years if it was repetitive, but you could also be in a job so many years if it
Well, I
was
think like
different.
the aspect of that, they're like you interact with other people makes it kind of different.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if it was just like me sitting in a room and just doing the same thing over, that would get boring, you know. But like, yeah, I have to do my daily duties, but like I also like interact like with people, or you see like a friend that used to work there or something,
Yeah.
and it changes, you know. Or sometimes kids come in and try to steal, so you got to deal with that.
How do you deal with that? Tell us.
Mm.
Wait, what do you do when, like, how do you catch them? Do you confront them? I could not do that. I'd be like,
I
just
don't
take
confront
it.
them.
I'm not going to
I
confront you.
just go whoever's in like got her like,
Okay.
when these kids didn't pay, make sure they pay.
Really?
I mean, if they walk out, then that's when I'm like, you're gonna pay. Like I go.
What the heck?
So I think like 2 weeks ago, like these kids, like a bunch of kids were coming on their bikes, and they would like walk around or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, like the restaurant part, right?
Yeah.
So it's like blocked off.
Yeah.
Like they would sit like in the corner table, and then they would like eat their like their chips and stuff and their drinks, and then they would hide them under the tables. And then I caught him like I'm pretty sure that guy did not pay.
Yeah.
So I went to ask the girl, right? And she was like, no, they didn't pay. So I was like, whatever. Like they walked out. Like she said, well, they weren't carrying anything, so like we can't.
Yeah,
accuse
because
them.
they ate things and hid it.
But we didn't
Yeah.
know that at the time.
Oh.
So then they were cleaning like the tables, like that area. And they're like, oh, there's a bunch of bags of chips and like cans here. So I was like, okay, well, it's definitely the kids. So the next time they came in, they started doing the same thing. They're walking around, like they grabbed their chips. And they all sat down, and I'm like, I go over, like, all right, I need to see all the receipts of all the stuff you guys bought. And then one girl was like, oh, I already paid, but she didn't give me a receipt. And she had paid, but the other kids hadn't. And like, you could see when I came up, like they were like trying to hide stuff. I'm like, bro, I saw you grab it. Like, how you gonna tell me you didn't grab it? And then they all got up and they went to pay it, and then they literally all left.
They're not going to come and do that anymore.
No, they haven't come back.
Well,
Like, I see
yeah.
them riding around. Like they go out to the subway.
They're probably embarrassed. They
I
should
mean,
be embarrassed.
I could have called cows and been petty, but because like they had stolen it. Like, the day before.
I would be scared of you if you came up to me. You're like, let me see your receipt.
Well, I mean, they weren't like little kids. They were like
Yeah.
teenagers. Like
Yeah, I would still be scared.
and they had they had like older kids with them, like probably like 16, 17.
Oh.
I'm like, bro, you guys are hanging out with these little kids that are stealing. Like, you should be a better example.
Says a lot about you.
Like the big kids weren't stealing. It was like the little kids. Like,
Yeah.
bro, like be a good influence on these kids.
Like, go pay your stuff.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean, they were grabbing like Arizonas, which are $1. Like, bro, you don't have
Still.
$1, or like even like the kid, because it was just one kid that did it that time. I confronted them. He was like asking me, "Oh, do you have $1?" Because he drank like in Arizona or something.
So he didn't have money to pay.
Yeah.
And he thought he could get away with stealing. Stealing is not okay.
Now like we don't let kids enter with like their backpacks and stuff, because
You should probably put a sign outside saying, like, don't walk in with a backpack.
yeah.
I think you guys are, like, all in your right to do that.
We're always like in the someone's like near the entrance, like just kids. Like obviously like adults, like maybe they might steal, but
Yeah.
kids for sure
Hmm.
sketchy.
They're sketchy. They're
I'm pretty sure there's been like a
suspicious.
bunch of people that have stole that we never got, but
You think so?
yeah. I feel like we have a bunch of cameras, but I feel like the cameras are like more aimed to like catch us like not working or something, which is weird. It's
Really?
weird, right? Like yeah, like why is this camera aimed right here instead of
Like
where the
at that
people are
people.
at? And it just feels like do you not trust us or something?
You shouldn't trust the people walking into that building.
Exactly.
That's the thing. That's crazy. That is crazy. Well, if I ever want to open up a supermarket, I know who to go to.
Not me.
Why not? What if I was like, I'll give you a salary pay if you run this place for me?
No, that's hard.
Not
Lot
even
of
if I offered you
stress.
salary pay with
Well, it
insurance?
depends how
With
much.
insurance?
But no.
And I'll be like, you have PTO time. You wouldn't take it?
It depends on how big the store,
Yeah, you're right.
how much getting paid.
What if it was like Cermax size?
That's huge, right?
Well, let's talk about groceries because I have a couple of things to say about the groceries,
Groceries in general?
like the grocery stores.
What about it?
So we don't have a lot of like in Aurora. If you're from Aurora, you know we don't have a lot of like major. I mean, we do actually, considering the area that we're in, we do have a large amount of grocery stores. Like on the east side, we have El Güero, and we have
Paso.
El Paso Grande and El Paso Chiquito.
Casablanca.
Oh, Casablanca's a grocery store?
Yeah, what do you think it was?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, you never been to Casablanca? You're lying.
No, I've been to the restaurant.
I haven't been there in years.
I've been to the restaurant. I
Is it
didn't know
good?
they had a grocery store.
Well, you thought that whole building was a
Yeah.
taqueria. Nah,
Yeah.
you're lying.
I don't remember. And then there's like La Carrera. Is that what it's called?
That's on the west side, though.
On the west side. And then you
I've
have,
been there.
what else do you
Actually,
have? Cermac.
Cermac.
Cermac, you got to up your game. This is what I want to
Really?
say. This is the only thing I want to say. Every time I go in there, I can't even buy chicken or meat from there anymore.
Why?
Because I always, even if it like the date is recent where it was packaged, the meat and the chicken is old. It's like old.
Okay.
It's always happened to me when I buy it from there.
I've heard that like a lot from that store.
Yeah.
Like that their like dates are sometimes off or don't make sense.
I mean, everything else is fine about it except for like
The meat.
just the meat and the chicken. I just can't. Like, I'll walk into Cermac if I need to get like fruit or like vegetables or like just chips, stuff like that. But I wouldn't buy their meat and their chicken because it's just old. And even if you get the most recent package date, it's just not good. El Güero, man, you're expensive. You're expensive.
That's funny.
And so, yeah. We're
Wait,
local residents. We're from the same culture. You got to help us out
which
here.
Chihuahua do you go to?
I go to the one next to Los Comales on Farnsworth.
I don't go to. I haven't
It's
been to
pricey.
one.
Did I tell you that when I made a bad financial mistake of buying a $20 watermelon, it was from El Güero?
I remember the watermelon.
It was from El Güero.
Is it
$20
That's funny.
for a watermelon.
Was it good at least?
No nos duró. It didn't last
rot-
like,
Bro.
yeah, it rotted
Dude,
that
a
week.
rotten watermelon is disgusting. Did you ever have to clean one at the store?
No.
Like, you know those big bins, like that are full of watermelons?
Yeah.
Like, your aunt used to get some, and like, I mean, they would like, people don't buy watermelon that fast over there. So like, someone would like start rotting, and like,
And you had to clean it?
I mean, someone had to clean it. So it's like, imagine like the outer shell is just like, it gets all like smushy and stuff, and like, and if it like rips open, dude, the smell is disgusting.
It smells bad.
Ooh.
It smells bad and it tastes funny. You know when a watermelon's gone bad when it tastes funny.
I've never had a bad watermelon, actually.
I have.
That sucks.
There was one time where someone, some people came over our house and they brought a watermelon. And me and Mario, like as hosts, we were like, let's cut it up. Take the like tajin to them so they can eat it. When we were cutting it up, it was just me and Mario. Everyone else was like, I don't know where. We were cutting it up. We were like, this is a bad watermelon because it tasted funny and it smelled funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, but it looks fine. It looked fine. It didn't look like anything was wrong with it, but it did not taste well. And we didn't want to throw it away because it seemed like the people that brought it seemed so happy about bringing it.
Yeah.
And so we're like, you know what? Let's take it downstairs. If no one eats it, we'll throw it out. But if people eat it, well, then they eat it. That thing disappeared.
Really?
Yes. And me and Mario were just like glancing at each other. We were like,
Wait, you
that
were like
was-
at a party or something?
no, it
Or
was like
just
it was like these friends. It was like a small get together, and these friends just brought a watermelon. It was bad.
And you guys didn't take any?
What do you mean?
Like you and Mario didn't eat any?
No, because we
So
were
like,
we were
I
we
wonder
were
why they don't
eating
eat.
it. We were eating it as we were cutting it, and that's how we realized que no estaba bien. Maybe we should have said something, right?
You should have. You let them eat a whole rotten
Nobody said
watermelon.
anything. People kept going back for seconds, so we were like, I guess. And we were
Maybe
just
it's you guys. Maybe something wrong with
it
you
wasn't.
guys.
It wasn't good.
No one said anything. Like,
Maybe
if I
nobody
was there, I'd be
wanted
like,
to say
Vicky,
anything.
that watermelon's disgusting. Sorry.
I don't think anybody wanted to say anything. Like if I knew the watermelon tasted bad and I was a guest,
Are there?
I would have been like, I'm not
were they
touching it
like
anymore.
close to you guys, or
No,
just like?
no. I think
Okay,
that's
that
why we
makes
were
sense.
like, oh, maybe we don't want. I don't want to make them feel bad and say your watermelon's bad. You know.
And they were like, oh, I don't want to make her feel bad, and she cut up my watermelon. That was nasty. Now I have to eat it. That's
Yeah.
funny though.
Yeah.
You ever hear that you can't eat watermelon and milk?
You can't. Why?
I don't know. That was like, like those things your parents told you as a kid, like not to do. That was one of them
Really?
that I experienced growing up. Yeah, they couldn't drink milk and watermelon.
I realized as I'm married, I realized how un-Mexican I am.
Really?
Yeah, like it's a shame actually.
Why?
Because I've come to learn a lot more like Mexican like theories or like cultural like beliefs now being married with Mario than I ever did in my home.
But he's like super Mexican though.
I know, but that's the thing. And so like one of the things I learned is that you can't eat watermelon at night porque te cae pesada y it can be deadly.
What?
Yeah.
That
And
is not a thing.
I had a hard time believing it because I was like, well, as for long as I know, like I eat watermelon like at 12 at night. But it's like Mario will be like, no, like it can be really bad, and because his dad told him that, and I was like, I've never had it.
I've never heard that.
It can be
And
deadly.
I feel like if it was deadly, we would know, no?
Well, it's one of those Mexican theories, like not eating watermelon and milk. Like I never heard that, but I believe you.
You believe it? Oh, the milk thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. You used to say that.
Or like
don't swim.
or like don't eat
before
anything
you
too.
eat.
Yeah, or like don't eat spicy at night. Like why? I can eat spicy at night and I'll be fine.
Like they never give you a reason why.
No, it's
They're
just like
my
the
mom
theory.
said.
What's another
Or my
theory?
grandma said.
Oh, don't feed frijoles to babies. Have you heard that one?
No.
Because the outer skin of the frijol can get stuck in their intestines and it could be deadly for them. Or even in their throats
Like
and
the
they can
skin?
choke. Yeah.
I don't think that's true. It would get stuck where?
Like, you know how you eat frijoles and like the outer
little
skin?
Yeah. It's stuck in your teeth sometimes.
Yes, that could get stuck in your throat
That makes
and
sense.
a baby. Or it can get stuck in like their stomach inner lining, I mean. And it could either cause constipation or it can
sure.
cause like some sort of thing, and it could be deadly, especially if it gets stuck in like the throat area.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
That one's
That's
another
crazy.
one. What's another one? Oh, when it's starting to like storm, so they bring out a cuchillo y le hacen así.
What the heck?
Yes, dude. Okay. I ran into this
Wait,
one.
does Mario do any of these though?
No. But let me tell you why I ran into this one specifically. But I know his family believes in it because look, when I was I wasn't younger, but before I got married, when I was still living with my parents at the house where like my great grandparents lived downstairs.
On Lake Street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like a storm one time and it was like just it was terrible. And my abuelita Julissa comes out and she's just like, I don't remember what she said, but she was grabbing a cuchillo and like cutting the air. And I was like, what the heck is she doing? Right? She didn't explain that to me. I was just like, maybe my abuelita's, going through something. I don't know. Not so long ago, maybe like 2 months ago. Oh, when was it? I think it was on Father's Day. We were at Mario's mom's house. And, all the girls were like, we're going to cook. We're going to celebrate the fathers and all these things. And it was kind of like raining that day. I think it was that day. And se iba a venir una tormenta. And we were all outside. And we were like, oh, my God, we're cooking outside. And, like, it's going to ruin everything. And so she's like, mija, ve. She's like, ve, agarra un cuchillo y empieza a cortar el cielo because she's like, so it can go away. And I was like, that's what it means. And it instantly brought back the memory of my abuelita Angeluz. And I was like, I don't think it's going to rain. And she's like, pero en caso de que sí, agarra el cuchillo. And it's like, okay.
That makes sense though.
Wait, why? I still don't get it.
Well, not like to our like modern brain.
Yeah.
But like think about like back then in those days, like when like, oh, I'm gonna pray to the rain god.
Oh,
Do you know? Like those kind of
that
times.
makes sense.
Like I'm gonna cut the sky so it doesn't rain. Or, yeah, something like that. I've always found things like that interesting.
Yeah.
Like when they use like, I know like the Greeks did this a lot when they would like make something up to like explain why this happened or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? I'll have to look at an example.
Like,
Because I can't think of one.
like making up like theories as to why that happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like to explain it.
They made a lot of theories. Did you want to know something? Lupercalia. Have you ever heard of Lupercalia? I learned this from one of my clients. Shout out to you, man. You're awesome. Lupercalia is a festival that in the Roman Empire was celebrated a lot. And it was their version of Valentine's Day. And it was like a festival. But here's the thing. The origin of it was because there was like, I guess like I don't know if it was a god or a monster called Lupercalia that had like 2 dragon heads or something like that. And point is, the point of this festival, I forgot, or no, it was 2 twins that became, I don't remember the story. But the point of the festival was that they practiced a lot of like on that holiday, which then later on is transformed into like Valentine's Day. They, during that time, they would celebrate like you could sleep around with anyone and you could like, they had like a sex festival. And like, it was like a week long and like you could just be walking naked in the middle of the street and like you run into someone and you have sex. And things like that. And it was their way of celebrating love and passion and fire and romance. And it's all Lupercalia. And so why am I saying this? Because I was looking at the origin of Valentine's Day. You know, my client gives me so much information. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do my research. I was like, well, what's the origin of like Valentine's Day? And there's 2 origins possibilities, right? One comes from San Valentin, which was like a priest. And the point of him was that during his time, the Catholic Church had actually like stopped allowing people to marry under a certain age because they were going through like a war or something. And they wanted those people to go to war. So they prohibited marriage. And so this saint or this priest was marrying them like underground, like secretive. And that's where Valentine's Day became San Valentin. Yeah. That's one story. And the second story is it comes from Lupercalia.
It's interesting.
I know, right? It's weird. And so it just brought me back to what you were saying about like the Roman Empire. What were you saying?
Roman Empire?
No, the Greeks. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I can't find anything, but like, I just like those kind of things, you know?
Yeah, I hear you.
Or like, even like the Aztecs.
Yeah.
The Mayans, like, they had like weird explanations to why things happened. And like, they like get carried on. Like from generation to generation.
But you know what? I've always wondered, like, you know how when you read the Bible, like it talks about like, you know, Israel and how like God was always like calling them back to him because they would be persuaded to worship other gods. I always, when I'm like reading scripture, I always think about like, I don't know, I'm wondering if like those other people that would worship other gods are like when these other people are like worshiping other things or like having other practices, you know? Like, I'm always wondering, like, does that correlate or was that not existing at that time? The Bible doesn't say it was existing at the time. I'm not saying that. But it's just like my brain just works like that.
Oh, wait, did you ask a question?
No.
It sounded like you were going to ask something and then you didn't.
No, I just wanted to share where my brain goes.
You lost me, right?
I'm sorry. Yeah, no, my brain was like on some other stuff.
No, was still...
Let's go back. We were talking about theories for anyone that is listening. Mexican theories or Mexican like weird things that people come up with. Superstitions. I don't know if you've ever heard this one. I heard this one from Haley, Olivia's daughter. Yeah. Where you're not supposed to walk barefoot on the floor because then I think like you won't get pregnant or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. And then there's another one where like I've learned from like Mario's family where like I can't do anything around them. I can't do anything. Like I feel like I'm a very independent woman. And if I have to carry something, I'll carry it, right? A veces si me pongo mis moños and I'm like, babe, can you do it? But other than that, I do it. But one time I got in trouble by his grandma because I was carrying something heavy and she was like, you're not supposed to be carrying anything heavy because you're a girl and it could affect like if you get pregnant or not. Isn't that crazy? That's another theory. Or like, I was like, oh, I'm so full. And I was like tapping on my belly and I got in trouble for that because they're like, stop hitting your stomach because like, you know, again, with pregnancy. That's another one. Have you heard of
Mexican another? I was like looking for something, but Mexican.
Superstitions? Superstition.
There's a bunch.
Yeah.
Like eating the 12 grapes.
Yes. Or like throwing the lentejas up.
What the?
On New Year's, you eat the
I've
12.
never heard that.
So the lentejas one is like when the clock strikes.
Uh-huh.
I think it's how it works. When the clock strikes 12, you throw the lentejas up in the air and you let them fall on the ground. And you're supposed to recogerlas. And it's supposed to be something like financial. Like you're bringing
really?
like this financial like prosperity to your life. You're supposed to bring them up. But there's a certain way that you do it.
I've never heard of it.
I've seen
I've
that
heard
one.
like people do like they put like gold coins. They'll pass them around to each other. Yeah, and that means the same thing.
This one's a crazy one that I saw on TikTok. I don't know if this one's real though, but I started seeing it for some reason where like women would wear a certain color of panties on New Year's because the color represented
right
something
here.
that they would attract.
It literally says here, it says wearing colored underwear on
Yeah.
New Year's Eve. People wear colored underwear before midnight to bring good fortune.
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah,
coming
yeah.
year. Each color represents a different wish. That's funny. I've
I
heard
heard
of that
that one.
before.
I saw it on TikTok. That's how I found out.
That's funny.
was like,
This
whoa.
one's hilarious. Dropping a tortilla. It says accidentally dropping a tortilla on the floor can mean unexpected and unpleasant visits from in-laws.
What? That's weird.
That's funny.
I like my in-laws. I want them to be around all the time.
Just kidding.
I do. I really do. Honestly, I was very blessed with my in-laws. I was really.
That's good. Let's see what else. Chicken poop in your hair. See the album that will cure stomach aches.
What? I'm trying to think if I can figure out another one. Those are really interesting superstitions. If you have like any superstitions that maybe you like are like, UBOF, I want you to talk about this one. Please comment on our video down below because
Catholics with the
that's a superstition.
I don't know, but they always do it like when you pass a church or something.
I have seen that. Or when I've seen it also when something bad happens, y se cubren, like with the
yeah.
cross. I've seen that happen.
Blood of Jesus.
Yeah. What's another one? I'm trying to think.
I don't know. I don't know a lot.
I feel like we have I think this one's like I don't know if it's a Mexican one, but like when you walk under a ladder, like you're not supposed to because you attract bad luck.
Or like breaking a mirror.
Or breaking a mirror.
Or spilling salt.
Or not looking at a
Black
mirror when
cat.
it's broken, I think too.
What?
Yeah, like if the mirror is broken, like don't look at. Oh, you know which one? So I got into this thing where I wanted to figure out how to properly rearrange a room.
Oh, I know where you're going with this. I think.
Yeah, how to properly rearrange a room and like what you're supposed to do and you're not supposed to do. Just like how it goes. And I think I even like with this room, like Julissa's room, like this guest room that they have, like she had asked me about her bed one time. I'm like, and I was able to give information, and it's because of what I learned of like the bed should be this way because then like in case of an emergency or whatever, like it's in the right position, you know?
Okay, yeah.
But as I was like learning about that, I ran into people saying like a mirror should never be across your feet in your bed because it's bad or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard this.
And I was like, you know what? That actually does not sound like it's like in my mind. It sounded like a superstition. Like it didn't sound like accurate to me. Where I was looking for more information of like safety and what's like the proper way of organizing a room.
Yeah.
And that one was just like, that one's interesting.
No, it is like a superstition. Like supposedly, like people believe that like mirrors are a portal.
Really?
So like they say that you should not have a mirror facing your bed, basically. But like, how's that not like? If you look at a room, how like where am I gonna put a mirror that's not gonna face the center of the room, or like toward the bed? There's also like and like these are like people that believe like in spirits and stuff. There's one that says that you shouldn't put an empty chair facing your bed either.
Really?
Because like it supposedly it invites unwanted spirits to like sit there and watch you or whatever.
I've heard that one about not putting a welcome mat outside of your door, your front door, or any door of your home. because the welcoming is like an invitation to any spirit or bad energy to come into your house. I was like, okay. This one might be a little TMI. But I heard this. I don't know. My TikTok, I'm telling you, my TikTok is just all over the place.
You need to reset it.
How do you do that?
I don't know. Ask Yvette. She told me you can
Really?
reset it.
I'm going to ask her.
I think in the settings, you just like reset my
but
For You page.
I ran into this like TikTok of this, I don't know. She was a little witchy to me, but I don't know. I'm not going to
Is it
criticize.
like a
I don't
Mexican lady? Like she, well, not
know.
Mexican.
No, I don't think so. I don't know what she was, but she would collect her menstrual cycle blood.
What the?
And she had this idea of like returning herself into like nature. And so she would collect her blood and water her plants that way. And it was supposed to be like this cleansing thing for your home. All these things. And I was like, that sounds like a bloody ritual to me. Like that doesn't sound. And so I saw that and I was like, now I'm thinking, is that just a ritual of like a spiritual practice, or is that like a superstition?
I don't know. Some people are into like weird stuff. That I don't think that's a superstition. That's just like
a practice.
or like what she believes.
Probably, yeah.
That's weird though. If you do that.
Yeah, I saw that. Then there's a community out there of true believers in that.
What the?
I'm telling you, I find out a lot of things on TikTok. I'm like, Lord, is this appropriate for me to be learning about right now?
Damn.
There's so many things out there. Like, it's even hard to believe what's true and what's like not true.
Yeah, that's true.
You know? Oh, well, now that we're talking about Mexico, if you're ready to change the subject.
Yeah.
Okay. So, well, not Mexico, but have you heard about the news with what's happening with Christian Nodal and Angela
Aguilar.
It's Angela, right?
Yeah.
Angela Aguilar.
No, I mean, I saw it on they got married, no?
Yes. And they were like dating for, they don't say how long they've been dating for, but if you like count correctly, maybe for 3 months, like a couple months. He just had a baby with Kazu.
I don't know who that is.
It's another singer, but she's like more like
just
I think she's
now?
Argentinian. Yeah, I think the baby's like a year old or a couple months.
I thought you were talking about like she just gave birth.
No.
So he was with her, and then he married.
And then he married Angela, which was so random. And so a lot of people were like giving Angela some crap because they were like, oh, you separated this relationship and all these things, and how she was fake and all these things. And they've been really private about their ceremony, just everything.
Yeah.
And they haven't come out to speak about like things other than her just posting a statement about how like disappointing she is in her people for how much criticism she's gotten instead of them trying to understand where she's at, which I get. And so me and Mario were talking about it because I'm personally an Angela Aguilar fan. I like how she sings. She's beautiful and she's a cutie patootie.
I never heard of her till this year.
Her dad is Pepe Aguilar.
I know, yeah, now I know.
Yeah, so they're like famous singers and they come from like a generational line of famous singers. Like Flor Silvestre is her grandma. Like she was like a famous singer in her time. And so we were talking about it and I was like, can you believe? And I think there was a time where like Christian Nodal was like very well known. I mean, he still is.
Yeah.
But like he started dating, then he went into this little like, I don't know, like crisis, and he like tattooed his entire face.
Yeah, because like I obviously I knew who he was, but and then when that whole Angela Aguilar and like them started dating, I was like, well, who the heck? This is not the same guy.
No,
like, he looks
they're so different.
A lot like what he used to.
He just looks like, I don't know. He looks. Maybe his intention was to be a bad boy, but his intention looked like he went through a crisis. Is what my thing. So yeah, now they're married and they're really happy together. And so a lot of people are doubting in their marriage, saying that she only got. So her family is like a very, very traditional Mexican family, like to the core, very traditional. So a lot of people were saying that she was probably pregnant and that's why she had to get married. Mind you, she's only 20 years old.
What the heck?
She's young. He's like 25, 26, 27. So she's really young, and so people were like, "How the heck?" People were like, "There's no possible way she's gonna get married that young to him
That fast.
that fast, right?" And so, I don't think she's pregnant. It's been like, I don't know, 5 months since this whole thing blew up, and no showing. Like I don't think she's pregnant. I just really do think that they, fell in, like they loved each other and stuff. They even made a song together. But
Did they?
Yeah, they have a song together when she was like 16.
What the? That's weird though.
I'm mad.
Yeah. That's what I've seen. Or the one like from a couple like months ago.
Which one?
And she's like, Angelita, ¿por qué eres tan coqueta, mi amor?
Este es mi novio, Cristian. Something like that. I saw that. I was like, girl.
No, like I haven't seen like what they've been up to, but like recently, like I get like sometimes I get like Mexican like TikToks or like people interviewing people in the street, whatever. And there was one that was like, ¿Quién es el mexicano más odiado ahorita? And it was like, Ángel Aguilar.
That's bogus.
Yeah. But like they don't even give a reason. Just like,
Yeah,
no me gusta.
They don't. It's just.
Well, I mean,
She just hasn't come out with her. Nobody's talked about it. Not even Kazu. Like nobody between
what
this
happened?
love triangle. Nobody has talked about what happened. And people are mean out there in the world.
Yeah.
There's just like instigators out there, and they've been so mean to her and shaming her body.
no,
I don't know
I've
if you
seen
saw
with her
that.
hips.
Yeah, with her hips. She's an artist. I mean, you can't like attack her for that. If she wants to put fake hips on for her show, let her. Like, she's an artist. And like her haircut, I love her hair and how it looks on her. And they've been making so much fun of her because of it.
What do they say?
They're just like making memes out of her and like, I think I even saw a meme. What's it? The guy's name, the one with the big smile that has like a bowl haircut.
Big smile.
I don't know. They compared them and they're just making fun of everything about her appearance, and just like comparing her to Kazu. And they're two completely different people. You can't even compare them. They have different styles. They have different everything. Everything about them is different. So the fact that they're bashing on her is mean. I just don't think it's okay.
It'll pass.
Yeah.
They leave her alone.
I hope so. But she's taking it. She's strong. She's very strong.
So you're an Angel Aguilar fan?
I'm a fan.
Not me.
I'm a fan. I think she's a sweetheart. You're not a fan?
No, I never heard one song of her.
What? I think
I
she's
can't.
so cute.
Oh, she does that. What's that song called? Like Llorona song, no?
Yeah.
That's a good song.
Her cousin, me and Mario just recently found this out. Her cousin, Majo Aguilar, she's also famous for her singing. She just doesn't get as much like hype because all of the attention goes to Angela and her family, even if they're cousins. And like Majo's dad is Pepe Aguilar's brother. So like you would think that they have the same hype and the same like, we're the Aguilar family. But it seems like they've really taken the Aguilar family name as like I don't know how to explain it. Like they've been like this name gives us our fame, and they've kind of pushed her to the side from my understanding. And so she's like doing her own career. She's on her own. She's really good at singing too. She wasn't invited to the wedding, by the way.
Damn.
Because somebody asked her, like in an interview, like, "Oh, did you go to the wedding? Why didn't you go to the wedding?"
It wasn't like a private wedding, no?
It was a really private wedding. But I mean, she's family, Something was going on. And she's like, "No, I don't want to talk about that. I'm just really happy for them. Whatever their decision was, I'm just going to respect that." And so,
She didn't want to be involved.
yeah,
Makes sense.
there's some rivalry there. I saw it.
Think so?
I think so. I mean, who doesn't invite their cousin to a wedding?
If they're not close, then...
But you
not
would
close.
think they're close because they use their name as propaganda. Am I saying that right? Like
Propaganda.
marketing. No, marketing.
Propaganda. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that they have to be close. Yeah, we just have the same last name, but I don't mean nothing.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I would just think that they were like really close, Oh!
Jeez.
There's something else about Mexico. I don't know. Since I came back from Mexico, I've just been all in this news and stuff. Love is Blind Mexico. Have you watched it?
What? No, I didn't even watch Love is Blind.
Love is Blind is so good.
Right. No, I haven't watched it.
I'm sure you've watched one episode.
I watched, it's called something else.
Well, yeah,
on
Love
Netflix.
is Blind Mexico is like this. I was telling Mario, I'm just like, no tienen vergüenza. Like, they're just so, like, okay, I shouldn't be surprised because when you go to, there's at least in the US, it's different. Like, the societal norms are different. Here, you don't walk down the street and you're not like seeing someone like PDA making out like all over each other. Like, people have respect around here.
Yeah.
In Mexico, it's a whole different thing. People are getting into each other's pants in the corner, like in public places. And so when I was watching Love is Blind in Mexico, it was just the first night that these people like got together and they were already like, let's do it. And all of these things, just how open and like romantic and like passionate and all these things, it made me feel uncomfortable because I was like, you don't even see this happening in like Love is Blind US or Love is Blind UK. Like, you don't see that happening. You only see it in Love is
Wait, I
Blind
thought
Mexico.
they didn't meet each other.
They do. So the couples that end up like engaging go to a honeymoon before they get married. And in that honeymoon, they get to know each other physically is what it's...
Yeah, but in the first episode, they like see each other.
No, but they're very like, let's get to the point. Are you open to having like a threesome? Are you open to this? Are you open to that? All those things. And I'm just like, this is too much for me. Like, Mexico, you're too much for me.
Like, it was just being held in Mexico, or like the people Mexicans.
Both. It was being
really?
held in Mexico, and the people were from... I think
So
it was
in
even being
Spanish?
done... Yeah, it was all in Spanish.
That's cool, I guess.
It was nice. It was
you
nice,
watched
but
that
it
show.
was just too much. And they're so fresitas.
Where'd they shoot it?
Silvina! Hola! ¿Qué pasó?
Like the girls.
And the guys!
They talk like that.
The guys. Just good, everything.
Where do they shoot it? Like, probably somewhere nice.
En la Ciudad de México.
Oh, really?
Yeah. En la Ciudad de México. Yeah. No, they're crazy. Women are... Mexicans, you're just like a whole different like character. Like, man,
You're built different.
you are built different. And we're proud of you for it. I'm proud of you. We're built different, Abraham.
You're American.
I'm not. I'm Mexicana.
You scream out.
Mexicanos al grito de guerra. That's all I remember.
You supported the women's national team. And they won gold.
The Mexican women's no,
not
the
the USA
U.S.
ones, yeah.
Yeah, they did. I saw that in soccer.
I
We're
think I
proud of you.
watched it.
We are proud of you, U.S. I'm a bandwagoner. The U.S. wins, I'm there. Mexico wins, I'm there.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Anyway.
well, that's all I have.
Yeah, it's an hour already. Wait, did you see? Did you see that Shadi Bay got pranked
No.
by the
What happened?
you know the Chupapi Muñeño guy?
She got pranked by
Yeah,
him? No.
you should watch it.
Did she not see him? Like who he was?
No. Okay, so the prank is like her boyfriend's in on it, and like I guess the people in the car. It's like they were driving somewhere, and like some fake cops like pull them over, and then like they were speeding supposedly, right? So they come with like before they get to the window, like the boyfriend like throws like a little bag of like fake drugs, right? It's fake, but she doesn't know that. And he's like, babe, I got something on me. And she's like, what? Or something. And then he like throws it at her. And like she gets like all nervous because like the cops are like pulling up. So, like then the cops pull up and they're like, you got an ID? Like they're asking for IDs. And he's like, no, he's like, do you guys have identification? And she's like, no, I only have my ID.
No.
And then whatever, like the people in the back are like escalated, like, why are you guys pulling us over? We weren't even speeding, like obviously to make it like seem real.
Yeah.
So then they like pull everyone out, and then they're sitting there, and then like they're searching the car. Obviously, they find like the fake drugs, and then he's like, "Well, you guys said there was no drugs in here," and like, whose is this? And then the boyfriend is like, he's like, "It's hers." He's like, "It's hers."
No.
And then she's like, and then they say a bunch of stuff, but he keeps like blaming it on her, and she's like, no, it's not mine. Like, and then like they start to arrest her, and then like the people that are with her, like, you can arrest her, she's famous. And they're like, we don't care who she is. Like, the law is the law. You should watch it. This is funny.
What? I'm gonna watch it right now. I want to watch it. Wait, where did you see it?
I saw it earlier. Like, I was going through TikTok and it was like a clip, so I was like, I'll click here for the YouTube video or whatever. So I clicked on it, and then at the end, like, they're like about to put her in the car, and the Chupapi Muñeño guy comes out. He's like, it's a prank, and then she's like, she gets all mad, and she like she literally runs away, bro. She's like running. She's like, I'm gonna run away. And then when they let her go, she's like running, and her boyfriend's like chasing her.
No, she must have been so mad. She must have been so mad.
And you can see, like, I don't think she like talks to him.
No.
And then at the end, like, they're at like some house, and she's like, oh, like she broke up with her boyfriend because like he was in on it and stuff.
She must have. No, I would have been so mad too. Honestly, if someone did that to me, I would have been like, just like the thing that your body goes through of like your blood pressure going down or high, and like you lose like like it's a lot, you know. Like when when Mario scares me, I get really like mad. I get really upset because it's like you made my like nervous system just like become unbalanced for a second. Mm-hmm. That like no, you know.
It's funny to watch it. I don't know what the YouTube. Just look up that Chupapi Muñeño guy.
I'm gonna look it up.
He's like trying to apologize and stuff.
I love Chupapi Muñeño because he has videos on like where he has this friend and he's like, hey, my friend wants to get your number. And then like it puts like somebody else like on a spot. It's like
the store workers. You're like, oh, I need help over here, and then they'll go to like a girl or something.
Yeah,
like,
that's so bad. And like, no, I don't. That's not what I did. That's so
like
funny.
Some of those are funny, but some are like I hate when they like mess with like old people or stuff, or like when they take it too far, you know?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, come on, bro. Like,
yeah.
Like one day you're gonna meet the wrong person. And, like it's always fun like watching them get like punched or something, like for messing with people.
No,
but
it's so
funny,
sad.
though.
Yeah, he is really funny. I mean, maybe you should be like a prankster.
Yeah.
Why?
That's embarrassing.
No, who was it? I think it was Mario. He showed me. I don't know. There's this guy that's going around Walmart or like a grocery store, and he has his phone like this, right? And he's like, "Oh, like I'm looking for this." He tells like a Mexican guy.
Wait, I think I just saw that.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Oh, you're looking for los frijoles,
like the beans.
The bean, But then he's like, "I'm also looking for something else," and he like swipes, and there's like a gay couple kissing, and you can see.
I literally just saw that.
The guy was like.
And then he like even like goes back, right?
He goes back to it like, did I see what I saw? That is so like you really need to be like you have to have like
and like not to laugh too, like that's hard. Like at first
I could never. I feel like I laugh too easily.
Yeah.
Too easily.
Anyway. We've been yapping for an hour. I think we should call it.
Call it a
night.
Do
the outro.
Thank you for watching Usually Best of Friends. I think we've been on episode number 43 already. No, we're past that, right?
Oh, no.
I don't know what episode we're on, but if you've been hanging in there with us for this long, we really appreciate you. We love you. We love you, we appreciate you, and we think you're a rock star. So keep hanging in there with us because there's so much more that we're going to be bringing into Usually Best of Friends. We just have to come up with the ideas first. So please follow us on all social medias. We have YouTube, Usually Best of Friends. We have TikTok, Usually Best of Friends. And we have Instagram, Usually Best of Friends. And you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts as well if you have an iPhone. If not, it's just better to see us like on video on YouTube too. Yep. So thank you for joining. Do you have anything else to say to our fellow audience?
Well, the kids going back to school. Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Summer went by fast.
It did go by fast. We wish you the best of luck. Enjoy this year. Make it the best.
Do your best.
You're a rock star. Okay, bye.